Good evening, everyone. Tonight, if a Middle Tennessee prosecutor has a defense for refusal to provide domestic violence protections to same-sex couples, he's keeping it to himself. Craig Northcott now finds himself at the center of a national firestorm as a result of a video aired this week by News Channel 5 Investigates. And today, our chief investigative reporter, Phil Williams, tracked down the embattled DA. Phil.
Aurora DA Craig Northcott claims he has an open door policy, so we decided to go to Coffee County. But that policy apparently doesn't apply to us.
I politely declined any comment on camera, and I would ask you to respect it.
We wanted to give DA Craig Northcott a chance to defend himself. Sir, you've said you have an open door policy. But what he practices,
My door's always open. I guarantee you,
is not what he preaches. These days, even the Coffee County prosecutor's public Facebook page has disappeared as the embattled prosecutor faces calls for him to be removed from office.
It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing for all of us. This is not Tennessee. It's not who we are.
This week, lawyer Sonny Eaton started a petition drive collecting signatures from more than 300 lawyers from across Tennessee, calling for the state to investigate Northcott's law license. It comes after News Channel 5 Investigates aired this video from a 2018 Bible conference.
one hand, I don't prosecute them because I don't recognize it as marriage. On the other hand, if I don't prosecute them, then the sinner, the immoral guy, gets less punishment.
Where Northcott boasted he doesn't use the state's domestic violence laws to give enhanced punishment to violent offenders in same-sex relationships because he does not agree with their lifestyle.
The reason that there's enhanced punishment on a domestic violence is to recognize and protect the sanctity of marriage. And I said there's no marriage to protect. So I don't prosecute them as domestics.
He doubled down on it. He went further and said that if other elected officials wanted to break the law, all they had to do was elect good Christian men like him, and he would protect them from criminal prosecution. How is that in any way upholding the oath that we all took?
Hey, General Northcott. We wanted the DA's reaction. There are a lot of people who think you should step aside to make way for someone who believes all people have a right to equal enforcement of the laws. What would you say to them?
I'd say that I politely declined any comment on camera, and I would ask you to respect it.
How can you put domestic violence victims? Sir, you've said you have an open door policy.
Get out of my office.
He is not able to impartially carry out the duties of his office. He should have already resigned.
Muslim groups have also targeted Northcott's online comments that anyone who practices Islam is by definition evil. He also argued that the only constitutional rights are God-given rights protected by the Constitution. Muslims don't believe in the one true God, he says, so they have no rights to protect. We also wanted to ask about those claims. Sir, you've said you have an open door policy.
Get out of my office.
But all we got was another closed door. In such a situation,
It should be intimidating for any attorney in Tennessee to have more than 300 other attorneys say that what you are doing is not okay. And that's what's happened here.
now, removing an elected DA is not easy. You could have a situation where one of these various complaints to the board that regulates attorneys ends up with the Tennessee Supreme Court disbarring him, or the legislature could institute impeachment proceedings and oust him. Both options are extremely rare. Rory?